Oh, baby. Man, the vibes are so good. It's just San Diego, I think.
It's a beachy breeze.
Technically Del Mar, I think, at the moment. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the DNVR Nuggets Podcast. Presented by Bet365. Use the code DNVR365 when you sign up. Choose your offer. Find out why. Whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. I got D-Line Co. I got Brendan Vogt here, but no introduction for them. It's not needed. The star of today's show is, of course, the newest Denver Nugget, Cameron Johnson. How you doing, brother?
Very well. Very well. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, taking time. I know it's a busy schedule out here, so we appreciate it.
Of course, man. Of course.
You did a show. You did a show with our friends over at PHNX back when you were at the Suns, and we hated you then.
It made us so jealous too.
It made us jealous,
They're
but
good guys over there, man. Come on.
They are good guys, but we had to hate them as well for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I actually was instrumental in creating that network, and I hated them too. I have professionally no reason to hate them, but
part of it was Cam's fault. The Suns were too good.
Suns and Ford.
That was a time. That was a time.
Can we not smile about that?
I know. We might actually ask you about that here in a little bit, but I want to just kind of get into it. Obviously, it was the big trade for the summer. It kind of set everything off, and from our perspective, obviously, it was a really big one. Did you know? Or when did you kind of know that? I think there was a lot of buzz about you getting traded in the summer. That was a real possibility, at least the rumors I was reading going into it. But I didn't know Denver. Like, when did you know that was a possibility? Is that a team you kind of had thought, wonder what that'd be like?
So trades were on my radar starting off-season of the prior. The prior one. Okay. So when Mikal got traded to New York, I was talking to people. I knew my name was floated around in this trade, that trade. I thought there was a situation where I got traded on draft night. That would have been a year and a half ago now,
Oh, you were under the impression you were being traded briefly?
Yeah, I thought there was a deal that could have gone down that would have sent me elsewhere. So then going into last season, I just understood that there's a likelihood that I get traded, and with every passing day that I didn't get traded, technically the likelihood only went up. That I'll get traded the next.
All right.
So I knew that, and I had heard so many teams, guys, like a ridiculous amount of teams that I had caught wind. I have friends in the business outside of my agents and stuff that were kind of, just intel gatherers. And it's not like it's not something to obsess over. It's not something to get overly caught up with. I was where my feet were, but it was kind of almost like reality television. Like, where am I going to end up going? Who knows?
You say that you are where your feet were, but it's got to be so hard not to think, where am I going?
I think it's not too hard to compartmentalize.
Okay.
Just take care of where you're at. I had a group in Brooklyn with a specific goal of creating culture, setting the stage, principles, whatnot, competing to our highest level, and that's what I was worried about. Maybe it's different if you're in the playoff picture, right? Because then it's different. But in that situation, it wasn't very hard. I had heard Denver maybe around the trade deadline was a possibility, but I was like, really? Like, of all the situations, I just didn't know how that one would get accomplished. Tons more at the deadline. I mean, it's every day. It's like my phone rings. Is this the one? Every time my agent called me for the last year and a half, I was like,
I'm getting
is this
traded.
the trade?
That's crazy.
This summer, same situation. I was like, I've been here before. I figured I would. Brooklyn went really young, and it's just how the business works, right? So I had heard this team, that team, this team, that team. Around the draft, I heard a list of maybe 4. I'm not going to say who the other 3 were, but Denver was included. I was like, oh, this is the first time I heard Denver since that little blip at the trade deadline. And again, at the trade deadline, I didn't know what the bones of the deal would be. I had no inkling of that. So I didn't really know what the bones of this trade would be when it happened. I was at a workout maybe 3 days after I had heard 4 teams that made a serious enough push to get back to me from agent side, from team side, whatever. And just finished a workout in my bedroom, about to get in the shower. phone starts ringing, and it was my agent, and I knew, and just based off of the first breath he took on the phone, I was like, this is it. Where am I going? So he was like, trade to Denver, pretty, like, that's it. Like, it wasn't like, what do you think about this? Or it was like, by the time it got back to me, it was pretty much done. He's like, basically, that's what he said. It's pretty much done.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hold on. Then he got a phone call, hung up for 30 seconds, called me back. He's like, it's officially done.
So when you hear it's Denver, do you have time to think about going to Denver, or is it, man, I got to move? Like, what's your first reaction?
Well, just knowing that I was probably going to be traded, I knew I was going to have to move. Yeah, so it's more about, okay, Denver. Okay, back in the Western Conference. I'm not familiar with the city. I know we got Yoke, Jamal, AG, CB, and the rest of the lot. And then quickly you hear that, we're going after JV, Bruce, Tim. So it's like, this team's already won. This team took OKC to 7. They have not taken steps backwards.
Right.
Obviously, I was aware of the coaching change and the front office changes. So, like, it's just question marks. But I know that the situation was a great situation to go to. And I think, I think part of that is honestly too, like, I think maybe potentially Brooklyn sent me to a place that I could have potential success in, not just like, there's a lot of trade frameworks that can come up. But I think it was a situation that, for me, not much more I could want.
Well, I think one of the things that's a credit to you, because you said a lot of teams were interested in you over the time, because I think a lot of teams feel like they're one Cam Johnson away. Not every player is that mold. It's, does he fit here? Does he fit there? My opinion is that you fit a lot of places because you do the skill set that is the most versatile, shoot the ball and, can be versatile. But I think that Denver might actually be even more perfect than that for you because of Nikola Jokic and how the style plays. I mean, what do you think about that part? The ball is popping. Everybody has to have a versatile skill set, but shooting in particular, space around him.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, he just draws so much attention. And as a team, as a opponent of his for years now, you just know, like, how tough that scouting report is. What are you going to do to stop him? We've created junk, and we've tried to play straight up. But both take a lot of thought in doing what you're doing. So even just in, playing these past couple days and stuff, you just see, I'm starting to see how he processes the game. He fired a pass to me in the corner today. Kind of caught me off guard a little bit. But it's like, this is what you have to get used to. Like,
totally.
I think CB is a great example of, like, I'm watching him operate in practice, and he just knows where he's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. He just knows where he's supposed to be, and it's almost unconventional for a – how tall is he? 6'5", 6'4", 6'5"?
Adam, how tall?
6'6", I think.
Okay, we're giving
he laughs
6'6".
because I officially measure everybody with, like, and I feel like I'm good at it.
Okay,
no,
6'6", like
Did
a wing.
Did you size Cam up, by the way, when we came in here?
I'm gonna have to do that. I didn't, but I'll have to do that.
But it's cool how he operates. So just like, it's unconventional. Yeah. It's tougher to guard. It's like Jokic is the top of basketball today, and it's like you said. I'm not gonna over predict. I'm gonna let the work handle itself. And obviously, there's gonna be bumps and stuff along the way that we're just trying to iron out. Right now, I'm like, I'm seeing a lot, and it's just learning the terminology, offense, defense, whatever. But it's exciting as a competitor and as someone who loves the game to have these opportunities.
One word that keeps coming up from Jokic going back to last postseason, David Adelman, detail, attention to detail. My understanding of you as a player, attention to detail is a big part of it. Is that accurate?
Yeah, definitely. There's certain things that separate people or allow your career to continue in the NBA, and attention to detail is definitely one of those things.
That's a fit.
I'm curious, what is it like you have a situation that in your own mind seems temporary in Brooklyn? You're working with guys, you're being professional, you are where your feet are, as you say, but is that bizarre where you're kind of trying to build relationships with people that you feel like might not be there in the next year?
Not at all. We, in fact, laugh about it.
Really?
I was in New York. I spend my off seasons in Arizona. I was in New York for the week of draft week, and not anything, but just I had things to do up there, and so I went up there and worked out for the week. But obviously, I got traded right after that, and that draft time is high tide when it comes to trades. So I come in the day after the draft, and one of the guys, Connor Griffin, coached here in Denver.
Yeah, we know
Denver.
Connor. Yeah.
Great guy. And I came in, And I was like, you tried to trade me yesterday, didn't you? And the coach's office, you tried to trade. So it's like you make light of it. You understand that a place in the league is a place in the league.
Yeah.
And the relationships, it's a fun part of it. And if I was in Brooklyn for 10 more years, I wouldn't think any differently. I wouldn't conduct myself any differently. Right. But you just have to understand that it's part of the business. It's an honor to be in the league.
Yeah.
And for me, if a team goes out and trades for me, you have to think of that as like an honor. Oh, they went out of their way to go acquire you, so I'm going to do my best for this organization that I'm in now.
I asked you this one at Media Day, and I want to pick on it a little bit more because for me, and I always get in trouble when I try to project myself into an NBA player's body. It's obviously very different. But for me, it was hard to scale up aggression. Like if I'm a role player, and then all of a sudden I'm the best player, it's hard for me to say, okay, mentally that's different because I'm thinking different. But you did it last year in Brooklyn where you scaled up your aggressive. You talked about read the game. I think the way you phrased it was read the game on ball, a little bit differently. For me, that's hard to do. Scale up, scale down, scale up, scale down. But you said it wasn't. I'm just kind of curious, like why do you feel like that's not a challenge to be able to say, I got to be aggressive here. Now I'm just playing off ball and reading different.
That's a great question. The main thing is that in workouts and in pickup and all those environments that you don't see on the television and that you don't see at practice, I work on those things. This goes back to when I was in Phoenix. Mikal Bridges and I are always working out together, and we're working on our games totally. You saw Mikal take a huge leap when he got to Brooklyn, and then the media is asking me, oh, this, that, and the other. I'm like, no, he'd been preparing for these opportunities for years now. He scaled it, In my case, it's not foreign to me. It's the way I played for a lot of my life, and it's a way a lot of NBA players have played for a lot of their life, but I hadn't as much. On good college teams, on good NBA teams, I haven't had to do it. So then you scale to a role where you can contribute to the team. So to scale it up, it was different in terms of, okay, when you're facing these NBA teams that start to understand you better, it was easier at first because they're not seeing me as the number one option on the team. And then you have some good games and you start to do the same things over and over to score, to find looks, to create looks for your teammates. And you start to notice, okay, they're putting a little bit more details in the scouting report on how to not let me get a handoff going right.
Right.
And they're trying to blow up these actions and they're trapping. I have friends in league that were coaches that were like, that I played against. One of my college teammates is a coach. I'm not going to say what team, but they started trapping me off of handoffs and ball screens. And after the game, he was like, I had something cooked up for you, boy. I was going to say, man, that's and almost like, awkward. I haven't seen these types of looks since really senior year of high school. I haven't been double teamed every time I came off of an action. So it was cool to go back and watch that game and be like, okay.
You called it fun, too, at Media Day.
It was fun.
It
was fun.
The
and
process.
It's a silver lining of a tough year overall. But with a good coaching staff and what Jordy and those guys have been able to do from a daily mindset perspective, and teammates that, we constantly reminded them, like, opportunities, like the older guys, opportunities in the league are finite. And you might be in a situation now, but if we're a bad team, they're going to bring in 5 rookies, and they're going to try to get better. So, we're as a team, we're not trying to lose. We are trying to win and better our careers. So everybody had a worker's mentality in Brooklyn last year. Everybody had a mentality that we're going to put in the work, we're going to try to get better, and we're going to compete in games no matter what personnel is out there.
Another thing I think about with you that I think is interesting here, and Murray, Jamal alluded to it today, he could play in any of the spots. And I think this is the thing about Denver with read and react basketball. You can have Jokic bring the ball up the court. You can have him at the elbow entry. Or you can put him off, and he's coming off of the double pin down. I think for you allow for that, even more than the team has had previously, where you can be the screener. You can be the guy coming off the screen. You can be the initiator. Do you feel that? Is that kind of what you're seeing with this team, that you have 5 guys and you can run the same play with everybody in a different spot?
110%. I don't even need to elaborate on that. That's exactly it. That's a great part of it, is that I can be here or I can be there. AG can be here or he can be there. And we're working through that in these days. And it's not going to be perfect off rip. It's not going to come first preseason game, boom, like it's firing on all cylinders. We are going to need to work at it and understand what happens and when. But from a Bones perspective, it's really encouraging just to look across the court and see who I'm out there with. You know what I mean?
And I think that's unique because everybody talks about positional versatility. Everybody can play all positions. But some guys, if they're playing in a spot, it's like stand in the corner, don't do anything. To me, it's the Nuggets this year. What makes it, and you can correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I think it's unique that everybody can actually not just be in a position, but actually do anything from those positions.
Yeah, and the helpful thing about that is when you come to high-level NBA basketball, which I've been fortunate enough to see a very wide variety of experiences, a lot of it, teams are really good in this league, and defenders are really good, and schemes are really good. So as an offense, to be able to be interchangeable like that means you can kind of manufacture who you want on defense and where you want them. Right? So if there's a defender maybe that a team's trying to – there could be a really good defensive team, but there's certain players that don't like to guard in this scenario, or a star player that – will try to conserve energy on defense. Like, the encouraging thing about that is you can then use that positional versatility to your advantage.
That Suns team you were on seemed like you guys could do that. In fact, when you played Denver, it felt like that, from our perspective, on the wrong end of that a lot.
We were talking about it as our least favorite series, I think we had.
Let's revisit that, shall we? Great
so,
detail.
So is that part of what made you guys so dangerous, such a well-oiled machine? If you could describe what made that team good.
High basketball IQs and a high knowledge of what we wanted to accomplish on possessions, offensively and defensively, along with a lot of talented guys. Yeah. Chris Paul is one of the best minds to ever play the game. Devin Booker is one of the best scorers in the game right now, but he's not he has a lot to his game. He can pass, he can read the game, facilitate, defend. So when that was starting to roll, it became to a point where, like, what is our how are we going to be successful today? And it became a lot of fun. Those teams that we had a really good year. We went to the finals my second year, 1 seed my third year, and we had some injuries my fourth. But when I got back from an injury in mid-January, even with those successful teams of the past, that was the most confident I've ever been in that group. Yeah. And it's just the years of work. Like, you can't skip that step. So that's what I'm saying. When we get here, there has to be serious leg work and building it as quick as you can. But the years of work that went into every concept that we had offensively and defensively, and guys that were capable of graduating every concept, that was a success recipe there. And a great coach. Monty Williams was a heck of a coach.
That's amazing. Do you see any similarities between that Phoenix Suns team and this Denver Nuggets team?
Different teams. Very different teams. But in a good way, like, the ball was primarily in a 6-foot guy's hands in Phoenix, and now the ball a lot of the times is going to be in a 7-footer's hands that can do a lot, So it's really cool. It's not anything that's there's not bad differences, but very different situations. Yeah.
And we'll get into training camp now, and just we're getting you on day 2 of training camp, so everything's really, really new. Ask you to analyze the team already, but just what kind of things are standing out about this one as you kind of you've been obviously around all summer, but what's standing out through camp so far?
Bullet points: maturity, competitiveness, and personal accountability. It seems like, which are great qualities to have on a team. I feel like everybody is committed to winning. There's a lot of things that can go on in the NBA, a lot of different mindsets that 18 guys on a roster can have. Yeah. But I feel like this roster is very focused on competing and winning at the highest level. And a lot of that is due to it being a team that has won. So you could hear guys that are rotational guys or young guys, and, like, they're not necessarily they're worried about the right things. They're worried about being ready when their number's called. They're worried about understanding concepts and how to play with whatever group they're in at the time. And it's a cool thing to have in a group. And I think that's the main thing about it when you have as many vets as we do.
So do you feel like you can know or at least sense what a team's ultimate direction might be this early in coming together? I mean, have you felt like teams were better that they were going to be early on?
Nope. Nope. You can't tell right now.
Can't tell.
There's no championships won on October 1st. You can start the path to it,
right?
And it's less than 1%. But there's going to be adversity that hits during the season. There's going to be times things go up. There's going to be times things goes down. knock on wood, and we pray that they never happen, but injuries are a part of our game. So that resilience factor of how we can manage those parts of a season should be helped by the fact that we have true pros. But that's when you really start to figure it out. But these steps are absolutely critical to that.
Right.
What do you like most about the game? Like, what parts of it? Is there a specific thing if you're like, hey, man, if I drew it up, this is the role I would play?
Nah, it's not. It's a great question, but my answer is a little different. I feel in my career I've been constantly chasing something, which is, and when I think about it, just the best basketball player I can be. And I've been chasing that something for, I'm 29, so 27, 26 years. How can I be the best basketball player I can be, you know? And so you put in the work every day and went through elementary school, middle school, high school, you get to college. It was always real, but then, you know, you get the crowds and everything, and then the NBA where you have, you're in a spot where you always dreamed of being in. But, like, it's nothing's really truly guaranteed. If you just stopped working, you'd find your way out of a job really quickly.
Right.
So that desire to continue to be a better version of myself drives everything of basketball for me.
What does that look like, do you think, this year, like right now? Like, what is the thing where you're like, this is what I'm trying to become here? Is it better handles? Is it better this? Or is it just kind of everything?
I don't think of it in terms of
You don't break it down.
I have things over the off season
Yeah.
that I'll work on so that I can be better at those things. But when it comes to the line of thought that I just mentioned, it is more of a feeling than anything, than a specific skill. It's the game slowing down. It's reading things better. It's being able to attack this, attack that, where the game seems easier. Like, that's the ultimate goal. The best players, the game feels easy to them, and then they have a lot of creative freedom within those margins.
The other thing I think about with this, I mean, this is fascinating stuff, but the thing I think about with this Nuggets team is, over the course of 11 years now with Nikola Jokic here, there's these little pockets they fall into where it feels like all five guys have the same brain. And that's impossible to keep forever. But when this team gets into that group, to me, I'm like, that's the pinnacle of basketball. Just no, it's like you're fighting with five fists.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. That to me is like, another thing that I kind of see. I mean, and that's one of the reasons I get excited about you being here is I say, you know what, that's a guy that I think falls into that rhythm or knows how is capable of falling into that rhythm more than most.
And I think that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I think that's why front office made the effort, and they wanted to add me to this group that has already done so much. And I think that's the line of thought there.
Man, that'd be great. You got anything else here, D-Line? He's been gracious with his time here.
I mean, not really. I'm just curious. I've heard that you've been in Denver. I heard that you went to the zoo and you got stuck.
We gotta
in
get you some
I-25.
Denver stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like, do you have any impressions of the city? What have guys said to you? What have they told you about what it is to be in Denver, Colorado?
I'm still figuring it out.
Yeah.
I do know it's supposed to be very sunny, but for the past couple of weeks, it's been very rainy.
Yeah. Well,
Cloudy.
it's sunny some part of every day.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Okay.
That's our thing. Is they're like, it's 300 days of sun, but it doesn't mean
But it
300
rains.
days of sun the whole
All
day.
day.
Yeah, yeah.
I hear that.
As soon as you see sun, you're like, count it. Done.
Fair point. Fair point.
Have you been to the mountains yet? Have you had a chance?
No.
That's
Yeah.
kind of the calling
Like, just what do you do? Just head in the
Yeah.
direction of the mountains?
Yeah, you just
drive?
go.
Man, I'm gonna get him an itinerary.
Yeah, this is
I'm
the
gonna be
guy
like,
that-
hey man, I got you 5
Do you think-
drives, a little
I
hike.
figured probably more so beginning of next off season.
Yeah,
when you have the chance to unwind and explore that. Like, so much of it now is just getting settled, finding a place, getting everything moved from the previous spot, and
He's
it's
busy
like-
trying to win a title. My bad.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on
get
birds?
get in the gym, get to know the guys, get to know the coaching staff. It consumes so much.
Yeah.
But coming from New York, the busyness of it.
Yeah.
I'm from the suburbs of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so that the city life is different for me. Denver seems like a lot more of a laid-back place.
It is.
Chill.
Correct.
I think that's the number one word is probably chill. Jordy, tell you anything about Jokic or anything before you came over?
My last conversation I had on him about the trade is like, you will absolutely love playing with that group.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
That's awesome.
They're great guys, great teammates, and great players. And, he said, I love playing with this group.
That's great, man.
Well, I guess one last question. You have some podcasting chops yourself. I'm curious, how are we doing?
So here's the funny part about it. I hopped on the podcast when JJ was on it with Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy's a really good friend of mine. one of my best friends in New York. I spent a lot of time with him. And JJ built a studio in Gowanus in Brooklyn, New York. And it was right around the corner from where I lived. And he had a golf simulator in there. So they were gracious enough to let me have access to the golf simulator.
So many pods.
And, and just being around and spending time with Tom, he's like, hey, let's hop on a pod. Cool, I'm already at the studio on the golf simulator.
I'm already playing golf.
Are you good at golf?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say,
I'm getting better.
Are you getting better?
I'm playable, but my ball will sometimes end up so far over there. It's like,
My theory is good 3-point shooters are good at golf, and I can't figure out why. So you'll get good right now. You're too locked in right now on basketball.
You know what it's about?
What?
Details.
Probably. Just body control in general. There's something there.
It's a challenging game. It's a fun game. But my goal is to be much more proficient by the end of my career, not like, I got to be scratch right now.
Yeah, there you go, man.
I don't need that extra pressure. I already got one professional sport that I need.
Well, listen, if you like golfing, you'll enjoy golfing in Colorado.
I have so far.
Your ball goes like
really far.
Man, Hunter and I went out the other day. Hunter Tyson and I went out the other day. Wind at our backs with the slope on the fairway.
Just ripping that thing.
They're driving a 400. I'm like, I love it.
That's incredible, man. Yeah. We're so excited to have you here, man. I say that on behalf of us here at DNVR, but really the entire fan base. I mean, it's we've gotten to follow this core for 10 years now, and it's just fun, all the different iterations. But as I said, I think we're excited for this iteration of it because it seems to match the energy and the personality that when we've seen it at its best. So thank you so much for hopping on,
brother.
giving us your time, and we're excited to watch this unfold.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Thanks, brother.
Everybody, we're going to take a quick break. On the other side, we'll continue without Cam.
Stick around, though.
Yeah, so feel free to tune out.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Cam. Appreciate it, brother. It's great. Good to meet you, bro.
It was beautiful. Thanks, man. Thank you.
We'll get out of here, yeah. Thanks, Dick. Appreciate you. Oh, I have to do the ads, don't I? Yes, you do. All right, someone has to do the ads. Forgot the show was over. And I haven't even pulled them up yet. So we're going to do this together. We're going to do it live, as we like to say.
I thought that was why we did.
No, we have one of our newest partnerships is with Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah.
And why is that cool? I'll tell you why it's cool. Because they now carry even more DNVR gear.
That's right.
DNVR, Dick's Sporting Goods, every season starts at Dick's, they say, but everybody is familiar with the Dick's Sporting Goods. They have absolutely everything that you could ever possibly want.
Tons of apparel and footwear from top brands like Nike, Adidas, Originals, FP Movement, VRST, Calia, and DNVR. I know that one. I think I have some of their shirts. Plus, score the latest equipment for baseball, football, soccer, basketball, golf, and all your tailgating essentials. Found a lower price? They will match it at Dick's with the best price guarantee. Get your gear fast with free curbside pickup at your nearest store or easy shipping from Dicks.com because every season, fellas, starts at Dick's. And let's talk to you about our good friends at Red Hawk Roofing, who, let's keep it a buck, they're a big reason why we're out here getting to do this.
Huge reason, man. That's why we brought everybody out. Dev's joining us tomorrow.
Yeah, we got the whole squad out here, and that's thanks to the squad at Red Hawk Roofing who invest in things like these, which they view as a community investment. And that's how we like to get down at DNVR as well, of course. So this is, when you talk about supporting the local community, Red Hawk Roofing is local and it's in their blood. Denver's best roofers are DNVR's team. Go with the pros at Red Hawk Roofing. Get your roof checked once a year. Get your roof checked once a year. It's preventative medicine for the home you pour your life into. You don't want to see water pouring into that home you poured your life into. Make sure you're covered with quality materials, decades of experience, quick response time from Colorado's best estimators and contractors. Supporting your local teams means also supporting local businesses like Red Hawk Roofing. If you're looking for a new roof over your home or business, be sure to check out Red Hawk Roofing at redhawkroofing.com or call 720-771-8921. Tell them DNVR sent you.
Awesome stuff. All right, we're back here now. We still have half a show to get through here, and we got so much other stuff. Real quick, I want to give a shout-out, though, to our homie, super producer Kale. He gets like 8 minutes to set up an impromptu set.
I still think he could have done better, though. You know what I mean?
He could have done worse, too. He did an incredible job getting this everything going. Guys, Cam John. We didn't even get to ask him about Cam John.
I wanted to.
You got shy? Did you get a little gun
No, I
shy?
forgot. I got in. I started thinking about golf, and I lost it all. You know what I also got lost in? His eyes.
Bro.
All right.
He is such a...
what a guy, man.
I mean, first of all, just so cool for, super down to do the show, just like absolutely right away. It was kind of funny because we thought we were going to get this one coming out here, and it was just like immediate. Like, yeah, man, this time, here you go. And
right now.
And he's like, he needs no prep. He just wants to sit and talk hoop.
We could have done that with him at any moment of the day, and he would have been ready to go.
Yeah.
So, you know what I can't do anymore is make jokes about how he knows he's good at podcasting because he's been on our show. So
I know.
I gotta tuck that one away.
What did you think, Eric?
I mean, I was deeply impressed with his demeanor, with his ability to just answer every question in a way that seemed like he thought about it for 10 hours leading up to it. Like, he's just a very and he also has like a lot of soul. I just was, as a guy, really impressed by him, and obviously saying all the right things, but not in a way to impress us. Obviously, just he gets it.
Yeah,
like he clearly gets it. Like, he understands not only the balance of focusing on the mechanics, the details, but also the vibe. Which obviously this is a vibe-based podcast, a vibe-based company. Dude. I mean, that was incredible. Absolutely incredible.
We talked about attention to detail with Cam. And I just think that's my biggest takeaway, right?
Yeah.
Is that, and we knew this already, but that is a guy who is laser focused on the detail of the game, and that's a glove on hand fit, right, for Nikola Jokic. It's you could not ask for a better mindset about what it's like to play with Jokic. Again, I've said this before, right? We're in the talk stage. There's the walk in the walk stage that's coming, but. That he's thinking about these things, I think, is likely to make Jokic a happy camper this year.
It is funny, man, this talking the talk, walking the walk thing. It's all we have right now.
We
literally can't walk the walk, so we might as well talk the talk at this point.
We talk the talk, and then people walk the walk with their dogs and listen to us talk the talk.
It's so true. I will say this, man. Here's what stands out to me. Just a relaxed guy, man. So relaxed, comfortable, in everything. You ask him a question, nothing. You can't get him off balance.
No, off rip. Like, he just showed up, and we just were joking about his dog 3 seconds later in a way that was like he wasn't. Yeah. I mean, obviously somebody who's used to performing in front of thousands and thousands of people every night, you probably get some level of comfort in your own skin. But that was one of the most comfortable in his own skin guys that I think I've ever spoken to.
Yeah, until I high-fived him, my hands were sweaty. He's probably a little less comfortable in his own
He's
skin.
uncomfortable in your skin.
That's why I try to do the fist bump every time, but I'm not in charge.
He was great, man. Shout out to him for giving us the time, and that was an all-time interview right there.
And tomorrow we got Michael Porter Jr., so don't go anywhere.
We're going to get both sides of this. We're going to get it all. We also had Denver Nuggets training camp today, and I know everybody's dying to know what happened, out here, just how things are going. I'm going to go ahead and give the top-level report here, D-Line. Day number 2, vibe's still incredibly high. Unbelievably high, and I love it. This team has some energy to them. Today we got to talk to Jamal Murray. We got to talk to Tim Hardaway Jr. We got to talk to David Adelman. Where do you want to start, Vogt? You were there with me.
I think we can start with, the player of the day, and that is Jamal Murray.
Well, let's do it, man.
I think we'll start with Jamal Murray because I think it's better to then go back and hear what David Adelman had to say.
Yeah, and I have all the quotes here. Is there something that you want to start with him that stood out especially?
Well, for Jamal, he said something about thinking that they might be able to have the best bench in the league.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
I asked him if he does stagger again, is he excited about it?
Yeah.
I like that answer.
And not only that, he compared this team to the 2020 team because, everybody's kind of led to the championship year. He said this team kind of reminds me of 2020 because of depth. That year we had Monte and Plumlee, and who all did he name off the bench?
Gary and Will, and then he laughed at himself because he kept naming guys who got hurt that year. So I think he was figuring out what went wrong. But, yeah, Gary, Will, and if it is that 2020 team, and Jeremy Grant, of course, was on there as well. There was a lot of depth on that team. Of course, what was interesting is it seems like, Jokic and Murray actually still had another level to go. Murray himself included with that finals run.
I think that's one of the things that's standing out to guys is just how good that second unit is. And by the way, we even got a shout out today from Tim Hardaway Jr. on the third unit. He said those guys even are pushing the second unit. Second unit's pushing the first.
With a great asterisk, by the way. Now, I'm not saying they're beating us or anything, but they are making us work hard.
But I mean, that's how you get good culture, right? Where even the third string, it's like, well, our job is to push the second string. What's the second string job? Push the first string. Like everybody's kind of doing a real Russian nesting doll of effort out there. But yes, he said, this is speaking of Jamal, I feel like we can have one of the best benches in the league for real on a nightly basis. Just be consistent with it. Let's y'all one night. Oh, I know I play well. One guy plays well. Peyton plays well over here. And it's like you get one guy. But no, it's a unit. That unit can play well together. And I got to be honest, man. We're buying stock in certain concepts, certain individuals, certain concepts. I'm kind of buying stock in this idea that the second unit won't require Russell Westbrook went off tonight. This guy went off. It's like, no, that unit works. And it's just like, why was it good tonight? Because everyone was good.
And if Jamal is the stagger again, he can just play point guard and not. Why are you not rescuing this unit while you're exhausted? And that's what we talked to. It's not just Big Val, but now there's Tim and there's Bruce. And in theory, you should be able to play something that resembles NBA offense with this group. And that it's not just Jamal save us with ISO work.
I know he didn't call it out the Val pals by name, did he?
He didn't say that. But I'll be honest, Val does seem to be the number one, like the first guy in.
That is, and you would say the rest of them are his pals?
I would say they're all his pals, yeah. I would say that.
Can you imagine if we actually have not only a competent bench, but somehow the best bench in the league? Like that would be I can't even wrap my head around that.
Well, speaking of Jamal, by the way, David Adelman said that he was dominating camp today. I'm telling you, Jamal has a pep in his step. We were joking. You can see all of our media availabilities, by the way. We post them up on our YouTube channel, so you can watch them all. I think it's fun. My wife was telling me she watches the pressers. How great is that?
That is pretty
Just
good.
you watch the show?
No.
All right, yeah.
She watches it sometimes.
I also watch the pressers.
But you can check out Jamal and David Adelman. But David Adelman said he dominated today on both ends of the floor.
Both ends, yeah.
I think Jamal is just in such a great place. And then his presser today, I mean, it's funny because we rag on Jamal a lot for how prickly he is. He still has a lot of that to him. But he was in good spirits today, man. Credit
where it's due, brother. Yeah. It was a great interview today.
He was really
genuinely great. It wasn't just this mood. He was insightful.
Very insightful.
Thoughtful.
Yeah.
And, one of the things he said was that people in this group got their minds right and then got their bodies right. And, he mentioned we were thinking, did you overhaul your off-season conditioning routine? And frankly, I was hoping that he would say yes. But he said, look, I took a rest, and I had to get my mind right first, so then I could get my body right, so then I could get in shape for camp. And I think, we talk about how all this stuff has been wearing on Jokic over the years. I do think there was a mental wear and tear on these guys by the end of last year of coming back and sort of throwing themselves at the same problem.
Yeah.
And there's probably relief in the possibility that it's going to be different this time around.
Yeah, I mean, Cam said it. You can't know what you have exactly, but the fact that, like you mentioned, that there are markers, and the Denver Nuggets are, we're here. This is possibly the most idyllic place on planet Earth you can be. The vibes are just high.
It's hard to be in a bad mood.
Yeah, I mean, I've managed it, but it's still like you just feel good. It just feels good, and everything's new and fresh. And there's a marine layer coming in, and there's seals barking and things like that. But it's like I just love that. The
houses are worth $200 million. Like there's a real charm.
It just feels good. But I love that the guys are going in the right direction. They're saying the right things. The attitudes are where you want them to be. And it's rare, I feel like, to get this level of newness in a team that's largely been together for 11 years. I
was talking to someone who works for the Nuggets today, and they were saying the same thing, that it's hard to on one hand it feels like coming back to the same thing. Because there's Jokic, and there's Murray, and there's Gordon, and there's Christian. All right, the operation's not going to fundamentally change. But then they also had a moment where they were like, there are a lot of new faces in this building.
Yeah.
There are a lot of moving parts that we just, so far so good in this very, very earliest days of the campaign. But the how it all comes together part, yet to be seen.
Yeah. And I think there's that cautiousness from all the guys. I will tell you, what did Cam Johnson, when he was asked about the personality of the team? Veteran. This is the thing that is the most surprising, that in one offseason you go to a team that's just like, what word would you describe? Young. This very young group. And all of a sudden this year you're like, they're just an old team, veteran team where everybody's mature. And you feel that in camp. Camp feels a little bit like guys who have been to camps before, and they know what the point of camp is, and they're executing it.
It's really weird to think of Jamal Murray as a veteran, but there's no other way to describe him. I mean, he is a veteran in this league. He's done a lot. He's been through a lot. He's seen a lot. And for him to have this renewed attitude, purpose almost. Like, I don't know. It makes me so excited for the upcoming season. I mean, we ourselves are vets now of the podcast game. Sometimes you're like, I don't know, we'll see. But this is like genuinely exciting.
For me, it comes down to Jamal used to literally tell us, it's about June. And I think right now for Jamal, it's about today.
Yeah, and I think it's great.
Or maybe a month from now. But
he did say today October, though, I think.
Yeah.
I think he actually, because at media day it was November, I think he said something about, like, we're focused on October.
We knew what he meant.
Like, what?
We knew what he meant. We knew what he meant. Listen, sometimes I don't know what month it is either. He meant the beginning of the season. And Murray does seem to have more of a, where my 2 feet are at right now, professional approach.
Dude, is the whole team philosophers now?
Probably not,
dude.
Probably
he
not,
says
guys.
the body follows the mind.
He did say that.
Dude, the Denver Nuggets and the philosophers rock.
I mean, listen,
Cam Johnson is only where his feet are.
These two things are directly related. And for Michael Phelps, there was as much training the brain as there was the body. And it's, again, like...
At swimming?
It's yes.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, 100%. 100%.
Of course, I think it's almost all.
But, yeah, I think just hearing Murray talking about it in more of a what all goes into me being the best version of myself right this very moment, that's encouraging.
Let's move on to David Adelman, who, he was at – what happened?
I'm just laughing. You say your thing, then I'll say my thing.
Okay, cool.
David Adelman.
And then I'll go after you guys. Go.
I always like to ask, as you guys know, what stood out about practice today, just try to get the room moving. He says the first group was really good defensively, and just another day of chemistry building, getting Cam out there a little bit longer was good. Remember, he was the guy that only played for portions of it in day one. They got him out for longer today. Tomorrow they are going to scrimmage. So tomorrow should be a little bit more intense. Hopefully, usually we get to watch and film a little bit of those scrimmages every year in camp. It is a new regime. I don't know if David Adelman will be into that, but we'll find out.
Yeah. You better be, David. We're coming either way.
And then Spencer Jones got to practice. I'm telling you, Spencer Jones is like everybody's favorite dude, and he got to practice today.
He went to where? Stanford?
Yeah.
Everyone's a genius. How do we have a team of geniuses?
Yeah, the smartest team ever, man. Big brains over here. Jokic went to Harvard? It's crazy. But Spencer practiced, and by the way, I think when Cam was done, they replaced him with Spencer Jones. So that was who they swapped in, which is kind of an interesting one. But it was great. And then he said Jamal was incredible on both ends. So it's just, I don't know, it's part of leadership. It's your approach. Not just how you play, but how you carry and set the tone.
No, I love this quote. He said, it's your approach, not just what you say every day to the media and your teammates, which to us is like kind of what we, that's the easiest example.
Yeah.
But it's the combination of these things. Like Jokic does the lead by example thing every single day. Now you're hoping to hear him get more vocal. And so this is what I'm getting at with Jamal, right? Like, all right, if you have a guy who's worth $200+ million, second most important guy in the building, and he's going, it doesn't matter till June, I might be thinking it doesn't matter till June. Flip side, if I'm new to this team or I'm a young guy and Jamal Murray is taking October 1st this seriously, I better be taking October 1st this seriously.
I mean, yes, absolutely. Like you've done that before. You come to a new job and there's like a guy that's been there a while and he's like, oh, you don't have to clean that.
Yeah,
I mean, like
whatever.
Whatever. Like everybody sort of lax right from the beginning. But again, it's so remarkable to me that this is happening inside the paradigm of this team that's been together for this long. Like this renewed sense that I'm picking up on that really just seems to be permeating every quote coming out of media day and, early on here in training camp. I don't know. I'm hyped. I'm hyped, brothers. I'm hyped.
David Adelman did say, and I love these quotes because these are the things I try to eat up. We're tweaking some things, little things. We put in a couple things offensively that are in the same vein of things we've done in the past with people in different spots. Because to me, remember we talked about is how much are they going to change the offense and this or that. I think the big thing is Cam provides you a level of flexibility that now it's like, hey, everybody try some different positions on the floor. And I think a little bit, and I just know this from talking a little bit, behind the scenes, a lot of it is we'd always run these pick and rolls. We'd run this action here. But really it works because we extend it. So now the spots are more important. Like where instead of just running these plays, it's no, we're going to try to drag everything out, spread this guy out. The screen happens here, not here. And to me, that's what gets me so excited because there's only so much you can do in terms of plays and playbook and added and all that stuff. But the details, the precision, the spacing, that to me is the thing that I think he's going to focus in on.
Yeah. Awesome. Love it.
Then let's see. Oh, he did talk about a play they added to the playbook. This gives you, again, I'm only bringing this up because it gives you a little, like, we're trying to learn what David Adelman is and what kind of guy he is. Did you catch this? He had one play they put in the playbook from the offseason was an old school Miami play, he called it. What does that mean?
I wonder how old is old school Miami?
I was trying to think, so is this LeBron Miami?
Right.
Or like Scarface.
It's probably alarming how recent it is. I'll tell you that.
It's like it's like 2023.
Yeah,
you guys remember back when we played them? We just added it.
Yeah.
It could be LeBron. It could be Shaq.
I also liked the rest of that quote too, where he says something about you can't force feed stuff to players.
Yeah.
And he said
quote.
he went back to his time on the other side of the coin.
As
like
a
when he
player.
was a player. And so you just tell when a coach is forcing something versus when
Coach is tripping.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's a perfect example.
I'm a triangle coach, and we're just going to run the triangle no matter what's happening.
They'll say coach is tripping.
We're going to be tripping here for a second. We're going to take our last break on the other side. We got to talk about a little bit more from David Adelman and Tim Hardaway Jr. and just give some big picture thoughts, man. We're halfway through camp.
Bro.
Are we really? Wow. No wonder David Adelman resents calling it training camp. Pretty
We're
short.
halfway through 4 practices.
Pretty short. More than halfway through the show. Let's talk to you about our friends at Bet365, which, by the way, proud partner of the Denver Nuggets. The MLB, that's baseball, Eric. The MLB playoffs are going on. I think right now, Mason Miller threw a 105-mile-per-hour fastball on the
You
bottom
don't think
corner.
you know. You were giving us play-by-play.
Unbelievable. You're right. I do know. I don't know. It's such a podcast move. I think, and you know exactly what happened. So you could play. You could bet with Bet365 early payout offer. You're a winner if your team goes up 5 runs with an instant payout on straight bets and parlay selections. Even if they don't win that game, right? You can still get that early payout. You've heard about that with football. Basketball, rather. Tomorrow is Thursday. Don't forget about that Thursday night football $10 safety net bet. And yeah, you can play on Mondays. And yeah, you can play on Sundays. Just do me a personal favor. Play responsibly. Breaking news from Bet365. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets when you bet $5 win or lose. Sign up and use the code DNVR365. Deposit $10. Place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets. If your bet wins or loses, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, more. Whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. You have to be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions will apply.
All right.
One more.
You got another one.
I do have one more. Shout out Volo, the most popular
Shout 'em
provider
out.
of adult social sports leagues, pickup games, and events. You can actually just go still play soccer and baseball and volleyball. You don't have to be on a team. You don't have to be a professional athlete. And if you're thinking, how does that work? It works with Volo. They give you great shirts. You can join up with your friends and form a team. You can join up as a free agent and make friends. Kind of the point. Get out, stay active, be social. And just kind of mix up your after-work routine, right? Yeah, we're all looking for third spaces. Let Volo kind of send you to some great ones. Play in Lodo, Rhino, Highland, City Park, Cherry Creek, South Broadway, and more. Again, players can sign up as a free agent, small group, or a full team, and all ability levels are welcome to join. Use code DNVR10, $10 off any Volo Denver league.
Here's an interesting one. More back here, last segment from David Adelman. He was asked by Matt Moore about the plays, the rules, because, every year they try to emphasize new rules. Matt Moore thought that he heard what Bruce was saying. His explanation for the rules was not what Matt interpreted the rules to be. Bruce saying they're allowing more contact. Matt says, sounds to me like they're allowing less contact. So what's what? And I thought Adelman had the perfect answer to squash this question. He said, who knows what they are? If you look at the NBA all the way up until like February, that was one set of rules. If you look at it once you got to the playoffs, it was a completely different sport. So he goes, so who knows what the rule is? I have no idea.
It's great. It'll pay who your opponent is, what your jersey is, and who the referee crew is. That will determine it.
I wonder why the NBA is losing viewership.
I know. Because nobody understands what a foul is or anything else.
Because everyone who, every casual observer of the NBA is like, I hate all the free throws. And they're like, what if we had more free throws?
What if we had more?
I think
that's what he said. Go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, he said, I talked to guys, and Coach K said this the other day, but fans like defense too, and they seem to not want to allow that. And he's like, but no, that's actually cool too.
Yeah, no, and actually fans don't like when it's just a free throw fest, right?
Yeah.
Like I like points, but not because they're not legally allowed to defend.
Free throws are the bane of basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless Jokic shoots a lot next year.
Yeah, it's so sick.
Then we're suddenly in.
So cool.
So cool.
I have
that.
ethical even.
I have caught David Adelman speaking out of both sides of his mouth so far.
Do you mean literally?
No.
No.
he has said he plans to mix up that second unit. We're going to give some different guys and try some different combos. And yet today it was the same second unit all the way through. And when I asked about him, it was like, it's tough because I want them to play together as much as possible, which is funny and I think accurate and fair. But it is one of those things where you probably go into camp and are like, we're going to mix it up, we're going to do some stuff. And you're like, there's not a lot of time. We should probably try to build some chemistry.
But all of a sudden you're like, oh, yeah, we only get to practice 9 times all year. This is why the second unit's been an issue. No, you referenced this earlier. In fact, they brought Spencer up for Cam when the time came so that they could keep that second unit together. And that's a Nugget staple going back to the Malone tenure as well. They would do that in the season, right, to just keep the bench together.
What's cool about Val, they really are playing through Val. It sounds like that second unit is just like he is the anchor to it.
So wild.
It is pretty wild. And he said what we're learning is they can throw him the ball, split and play and cut and chase, and they're kind of getting used to Val in particular. So it's almost like how is that second unit building chemistry first and foremost? How do we play off of Val? What is he like? And guys are starting to kind of put that together. He did say Peyton Watson. This is the first Peyton Watson shout-out we've gotten.
It is.
He's been really clean with the ball.
That's a good one.
That is a good one, actually.
That's a good one to hear.
Attacking, he's handled the ball a lot with that second unit, allowing guys to run, get to spots, and then play through the big fella, which I thought was interesting.
It is interesting, especially if, and I'm now kicking myself for not asking, it was as physical and they were picking up 94 feet again. You know what I mean? Like that. Yeah. Just like that might mean Peyton was in a spot where he might well have turned it over and didn't. Right. And that's encouraging.
He was asked about Deron Holmes' early impressions, and I love this level of honesty. Today was better than yesterday.
Okay.
Which kind of gives you a sense that he goes, I think that's just natural. It's the first time he's played in a while. Then he goes, and oh, by the way, he's going against Val and Jokic. That's like, welcome to it. Dude, here's the thing that you don't think about. Deron Holmes is like 230. He's like 6'10", 230. Big Val's 265, 280. Jokic 280. I didn't even think of this. I'll bet his life is hell right now.
Yeah, he's been rehabbing for a year. He's probably exhausted out there. Like, I'm not saying he did, but everyone should forgive Deron if he went home and called his mom last night. Like, that must have been such a long day.
They just dunk on me every time, except for Yoke, who lays it up. He doesn't even have the dignity to dunk on me.
You're like, all right, let's get the first unit out of there. You're like, thank God it's Big Val. And you're like, I want to go home.
It sucks.
It's kind of pretty hilarious. Last guy we talked to is Tim Hardaway Jr., who's quickly becoming – I got to be honest here. My buddy Kirk Henderson, who I love, can be a little bit of a downer Mavs fan, though. He can be a little negative.
Yeah, he can be.
He can. But I love him to death.
He must be a downer blackjack player.
He was ruining Tim Hardaway Jr. It's like a lot of people when you got Westbrook, everyone's like, I hope you like it now because you're going to hate him. Yeah. And there's a lot of that with Tim Hardaway, like, you're going to hate him, this or that. I'm like, dude, nobody told me how cool this guy is.
Well, part of it is
what
because
a personality.
When he was with Dallas, he was making $75 million.
Dude, it's so true.
I'm telling you.
You're right.
He's got a lot of wiggle room at 3.6 here.
Dude, yes. That's the thing. Everybody views their players through the contract that they have. So
true,
it's like,
man.
It's such a curse if you get paid, if you get overpaid, which is like couldn't be anything better in your life. But then just everyone's like, oh, he's making this much. And you're like,
and Porter's like, oh, man, that's unfortunate as he goes to the bank for the third time of the day.
This is why it's funny having a veteran unit, though. He kind of laughed at one of my questions today, which I get. I was asking about the play style of the second unit, and he's like, there's no set style of play yet. It's only day 2. And I'm like, yeah, I know that. I just am curious what it looks like now. Like, what's the first stages of your play style? But there's also a maturity in that answer, which is what all these guys are saying, which is like, nobody thinks they're winning a championship this week.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're just like, hey, this is camp. We're building a foundation that is right now soil, and soon we'll pour concrete.
And they're not the only team, guys,
pave over paradise.
Not the only team, of course, right? With player organized workouts and good vibes heading into media day, and everyone feels like they're heading in the right direction. Of course, we juxtapose it directly with last season within this same organization when they did not have that.
Yeah. I think it's great, man. He does relish being a vet. Is he the oldest? I think he's the oldest guy on the team. I'm pretty sure he is.
Tim Hardaway Jr.?
Tim Hardaway Jr. Who else would be older than him?
That's a good question.
It's not Val.
He's 33.
There's no DeAndre Jordan anymore.
So I think he's the oldest guy, and I think this is probably the first time he's ever been the oldest guy on the team, and I think he's kind of relishing the idea of like, I look around, like, oh damn,
I get to be the vet. 2 huge ice packs on my knees, yelling at the kids. 33. I got to tell you guys. How does he still play basketball? I am 32, and if I don't stretch in the morning, it's a long day.
I think he takes care of his body
I
a
bet,
little bit.
I bet he
probably
also
more than I do.
stretches in the morning.
Oh, you guys are right. Yeah. Oh, he's a professional athlete.
right.
He did give a shout out though to that third unit, which I thought was great. One name I have heard a little bit of just people shout out has been Curtis Jones, which is always interesting. Like when it's a two-way guy. But
That guy can fill it.
Cam
up.
Johnson, Cam John said he could score, and then at camp, he stood out. He's been doing this or that, so kind of cool. But I also just love. Adelman had this line about how he was impressed that Jamal invited the two-ways because he's like, you want everyone to feel like they're part of this.
Yep.
That's an important thing, and I kind of like that. Murray and Tim Hardaway Jr. are shouting out the guys that are almost certainly not going to play, but he's like, yeah, man, Curtis Jones been pushing us. Like, yeah, that's how everybody kind of stays in rhythm all year long. I think that's great. And then anything else? Just a lot of playfulness, man, from the group today. Once again, yet again, everybody's just in great moods.
I thought the same thing. It was also Acai Bowl Day, which is typically a great morale day. At the so you got to factor that in.
You do have to factor that in.
I did think it was more of the same.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I've noticed that pretty much universally everybody's calling out that the competition is high. There's a lot of really good players, and it's vibes and quality players are the two things that I'm hearing, which is exactly what you want to hear going into a season.
Kale, do we have any super chats we can get to? By the way, everybody, you guys can become a member or a Supporters Club member if you want. You also will get a free super chat once a month. So if you're going to buy a $5 super chat, you might as well become a Supporter Club member.
You can use the new air horn super chat.
You guys don't have a monitor, so I don't know, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have to – you're going to what? Yeah, Cam John. You can be Cam John.
I can see him. Or you can come over. Yeah, dude.
All of them? I don't know if you can see all of them.
Well, I can just scroll up. That's fine, whatever. However you want to handle it.
Stone Shooter says, for the vibes.
For the vibes is right, Stone Shooter. The vibes are back.
Josh Bonnet from Down Under.
Down Under.
He says, how bloody good.
The year of Cam Johnson.
How bloody good.
Jeremy J. Rock Michael says, weird request. Can Cam and Adam stand back to back? We need to truly measure his height. LOL.
He's taller than Adam.
All the Nuggets are good. Chip 2 uploading. He is taller than me. I didn't get to really truly size him up yet.
What's the process?
You got to just kind of look at him, and I haven't been paying attention.
Feel it out.
I think he's a proper 6'8".
I think I'm sensing that, but I haven't put enough. I haven't really looked.
Yeah, don't tie Adam to that.
Ulysses Ventura says, Adam, please share your DNVR official diehard Colorado itinerary. Here's what I will say: next year, Colorado turns 150.
Oh,
pretty old.
It's just a tease. I wouldn't mind if we maybe put together a little Colorado itinerary. Maybe the fellas hit the road on a little Colorado itinerary.
Can I make a request?
Please.
No bird-related
stuff. How could you not?
Hope the whole trip's off.
How could you not? Yeah, come on, man.
Just one request. Just one request.
How can you get to know a place without knowing it's birds?
Well, just through the land and the people and the roads.
The birds tell the story, man. They really do. Do we have any others I missed, Kale?
No. Yeah. Oh, yep.
We had one earlier, but it was for Cam, and he's gone. But I'll read it anyway. What's more important, Cam, chemistry or talent?
I'm going to answer for Cam, and I'm going to say...
No, answer it like him. Can you do it? Let's see your best Cam.
Both.
Yep. Dead on. Dead on.
That was it. He would have given a longer answer.
Both. Without talent, chemistry can only take you so far. But one thing I've learned playing is talent can only take you so far too.
Sure.
So you need that talent, and then it's the chemistry, and then it's and then it's just the process.
Yeah. You know one thing you're not getting though? He locks eye contact a lot. He kind of like stares into your soul.
He really does lock eye contact.
You don't want to look away.
Well, the difference is that he's very comfortable in his skin.
And I'm sweaty. On the 700 show I've done.
He did do a lot of he asked a question and he's like, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I got lost in the man's eyes.
It was actually. Hey, don't make fun of it.
No,
he was locked in.
I'm not, dude. He's a very impressive person.
He was locked in.
I would hire him for any job I was interviewing.
Is that all, Kale?
Two more.
Okay.
Another one from Jeremy J. Rock, Michael. We are incredibly grateful that you are here, Cam. And
he's saying
then-
that to Brendan as Cam.
Yeah, he actually.
Yeah.
That
So if you
wasn't-
wanted to respond,
that wasn't
thank you,
Cam,
Jeremy.
That was Vogt.
Yeah.
You got fooled.
Jeremy Jake.
And then
I'm excited to be here.
Brian Meyerhofer says Brian Meyerhofer.
Oh, hell yeah,
My
dude.
Shout
offer,
out,
man.
Brian.
Shout yourself
Finally,
out.
dude. Finally a good super chat.
Everybody, Vogt's going to have his journal from today up on the website. That's why you become
theory.
a diehard.
I mean,
In
we
theory.
got
Well,
places to be.
This is like when I said, Eric's going to have the emojis. Vogt's going to have it.
I did put the emoji. I did them during the show.
You do them during the show, yeah. Everybody, we're vibing out here, man.
we are-
This season already rules.
Bro.
Isn't this a great season?
Let's
Only 2 days
stop
in.
it here. Stop the count.
If we go 0-82, dude, this was still a good year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When
Yeah.
they lose to the Utah Jazz in the first game of the season by
Remember
30.
that
And
one?
every
Oh,
one of
God.
our pre-thoughts about the season was just dead wrong.
Dead
just
wrong.
absolutely the dumbest team on the league.
You're talking about that year they won the championship.
Oh,
which
that's
you
right.
couldn't make fun of that year. That year
That's
was too
right,
great.
yeah.
Everybody, hit that like button on the way out.
Let's go.